Hi guys, welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. My name is Vic, and hey, we got a special guest on our show. I'll get to him in a second. You can see him on top of the screen there. Hey, welcome to the 2027 World Cup draw for the Rugby World Cup. It's going to be exciting. My guest today would be good to switch off my phone. Fantastic, and you got your phone still on. There's good. Now, my guest today from Cape Town, South Africa, Jan-Lou, Mr. Brumt, who has his own channel as well, does a lot in Afrikaans. Jan-Lou, how are you doing this morning?
It's going good. Really excited for the World Cup draw this morning here by us.
Yeah, look, I can't wait either. I think it's going to be fantastic. Look, I don't think we're going to get any big, crazy groups because, it would have been different 4 years ago when you only had 4 groups. Now we have 6 groups, so the top 6 teams are not going to be playing each other in the groups. But the interesting question is, where does Australia go? That's the question. Because I think...
That should be, like you said, that should be very interesting to see where Australia will go.
Because I think wherever Australia goes, that's the opening game. Australia has the opening game. I'll put out some statistics and some graphics afterwards. Excuse the guys, if I have to cop. This morning I have got 38.4 degrees fever. I wasn't sure I was going to actually do the show, but what don't you do for the fans out there and for rugby? But and if all of a sudden collapse, Janro will just take over, don't worry. But look, the opening game is going to be Australia against whoever gets drawn to the Australia group out of the top 6. Because I think that'll be the opening game of the thing. Australia, we do know, is in Group A. That's already guaranteed. Australia's in Group A in the second spot. I can show you guys quickly how we're going to do this morning. We'll take the background picture of beautiful Australia away there. I've got Sydney in the background there, the Sydney Opera House. Let me just put it out there for you guys. Basically, this is what it's going to look like when we go through the groups afterwards. We'll have all the groups like that. We do know Australia is the number 2 spot in Group A. So let's see who gets drawn with Australia. I wouldn't mind South Africa playing Australia in the opening game.
Yeah, for me as well. I'm not complaining. We can play Australia. I'm not having a concern about that. So yeah.
Me neither. But New Zealand would be good. New Zealand, Australia could also be nice. Or even England, Australia. That could be a really interesting one, yeah. So I hope Australia gets either New Zealand, South Africa or England, because there's a little bit of rivalry there. France, okay, it would be a good game, but I don't think France, the rivalry is that big, or Argentina or Ireland. But so Australia, England must probably be the big one, right?
Yeah, for me as well. I'm looking forward to see how the lower teams let's see how the lower teams, which group they're in, if they can compete against the good sides as well.
Exactly. But I'm going to take that away for now. So because we're not that far. Listen, the draw, guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen and dogs and cats and whatever you identify as these days. Draw starts at 10. So we've got another 10-11 minutes to go. Let's just have a look at the teams that are going to be there, and these are the pots. So obviously in pot 1 we have South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, France and Argentina. They will go into the top spot of each of those 6 groups we've just shown you. And then out of the group 2, or band 2 as we call it, Australia we know is in pool A, and then it's Fiji, Scotland, Italy, Wales and Japan. Look, I don't mind if we get Australia, but if we don't get Australia, I don't want Fiji. That's the only team I don't want out of all those, because Fiji plays a physical rugby. I was thinking of what would be the worst group for South Africa to have. Not because we're not going to win the games, but from a physical standpoint, which takes the most out of you. You don't want Fiji, you don't want Georgia, and you don't want Samoa in the same group, because those would be 3 games with teams that play real physical rugby. I think that would hurt South Africa. I wouldn't say hurt South, but it'll take a lot out of the team. So if you get those teams, all 3 of them in a group, it would be bad. Ideally, I'd like to have South Africa out of the 4th group. I'd take Zimbabwe. Yeah. Out of the 3rd group, I would take Spain. Out of the 2nd group, we'll take We'll take Wales and out of the first, because we got a little bit of a, how do you say? It would be interesting to see Wales at the World Cup, you know. Maybe Eben is back by the World Cup.
Yeah, yeah, maybe let's. I see that one is delayed at the moment for Yemen. Yeah, so we must wait and
Look,
see.
I know why they've delayed it. They have delayed it till after this draw.
Ah,
Because I think if Eben's suspension came out before the draw, I think a lot of people will be talking about that instead of the draw. And I do believe it's going to be a big, heavy fine. What do you think?
I also think he's in maybe 4 to 2 years. I think it's going to be massive for him. So it's going to be a massive one as well. We know World
I
Rugby's
think
what they.
I think minimum a half a year, if not a year suspension. Something
I
like
agree
that.
with you.
Something, but those are the pots that we're going to be pulling these teams out of. That all starts at 10 o'clock, so in 9 minutes. I just wanted to quickly put it like this. Just, get rid of the business end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And if you guys want to get hold of us, the email's on top there. Anytime, write us an email. It'd be great. I'll be checking the chat every now and then. I don't want to do too much. Mark, good day all. Marnus is in the house. Yeah, it's good. Eddie. Yeah, a lot of people in the house as well. Vern will be joining us maybe a little bit later when the draw is kind of done a little bit so we can get some of his insight. But look, this Rugby World Cup, it's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, it's the first time we've had 24 teams. I think it's a good idea to go to 24. I don't think for the top teams it makes a difference. You you play one game less in the group as you did before. But, I think it's a good opportunity for these other up-and-coming nations. I'm glad to see Spain there. I would have liked to see Belgium. They almost made it, Belgium. It would have been interesting. But, we'll see. We'll see. But who do you see as the biggest threat, Jan-Lou? The biggest threat for South... Okay, we all want us South Africans, we want us to three-peat. We want to win that third in a row. Who do you think is the biggest threat to South Africa? Who do you think the team that could beat us at the World Cup?
I think it maybe can be going to go to France or Ireland because we know the good players that they have. So I'm going to go with maybe Ireland or France that maybe can beat us.
Okay. I still always believe New Zealand's always our biggest threat. But this time I'm not counting out those English, The last time England were in Australia, they won the World Cup. Remember, they kind of like Australia, the English. I mean, they sent the prisoners there a few hundred years ago. I think they like the place, man. They like the place. England likes Australia. And England's always there and thereabouts. I mean, last World Cup, it's always difficult to play against England. But I think that's where the main thing is coming from. I'm just going to quickly go check how long. Another 6 minutes and then the live feed will start. Where are you watching the live feed from? What channel are you watching it on?
Rugby Pass as well.
Everybody's watching it on Rugby Pass. Yeah. Good. So we should all be at the same time, get the same information, because sometimes different channels are at different levels. But But I mean, listen here, Australia. We've got to talk about Australia a little bit. What a beautiful country. I mean, it's the seventh. Let me put that out there for you guys. I've got that all. Here you go. Those are the 7 places that this World Cup is going to be played. Townsville. I don't know a lot about Townsville. I gotta be very honest. Then of course Brisbane. We do know Newcastle. That's Newcastle, Australia, not in England. Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth. Perth, also known as Perthtoria, for a good reason. Oh, now I lost Janlu there for a second. Wonder why. Janlu, can you still hear me? He should be back in a second. I lost him there. But Perth going to have the opening game of the championship. So Australia will play the first game of the Rugby World Cup in Perth. You're back again. Good. I lost you there for a second. Janlu, can you hear me?
Yes, again, sorry, the Wi-Fi not so good here, but I'm back.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Janlu, at the moment. But I can hear something now. But that first game in Perth should be really interesting. Beautiful stadium out there in Perth. I actually have a little picture of that stadium there. That's the stadium there in Perth, the Optus Stadium. That's where the opening game of the Rugby World Cup will be, and the final is going to be in Sydney, is what I heard. So yeah, no, but there's a lot of nice stadiums. I mean, the stadium in Adelaide looks good. The stadium in Brisbane, stunning. That's the, what's it called? The Sunscorp Stadium. Yeah, so some good stadiums there. But yeah, it's gonna be really, really interesting. But it's, the excitement is here. I'm just waiting. I can't wait for it to go, man. I can't wait for it to go. I'm gonna put the pots out there again. What did I wish for our big rivals, New Zealand? Well, I'd like to wish New Zealand. I think New Zealand Australia would be a nice opening game. It would be a nice opening game. The Battle of the Tasman,
Yes, that would be a nice opening match as well.
Yeah. But look, we have the, the rankings in the world rankings, and at the moment, as in Pool A, so in Band A, that is actually also the world ranking. South Africa first, New Zealand second, England third, Ireland fourth, France and Argentina. Man, look, this autumn internationals, or as the rest of the world calls them, the November internationals, there were very interesting games there. Some surprising results as well. What was for you the best game of those internationals now in November? Which one did you like the most? Because you also did all of them on your channel. So what was for you the standout game where you thought, wow, that's a good game?
I thought Argentina played well against England, but for me the match maybe was against Ireland, for the Springboks against Ireland. That was because I don't know what to expect. It was a little bit of rusty, but until the end, the Springboks did take the win.
Yeah, look, I thought that was a funny game as well. Yeah. Especially, I don't like this idea of all these yellow cards with the scrums and stuff like that. That doesn't sit lacquer with me, to put it like that. But I also felt this year, I mean, of course, we've talked about the Eben case, but I thought there was just so many cards in these internationals. That if you compare it to last year's internationals, the amount of cards this year were ridiculous. I mean, some games had 5, 6, 7 yellow cards. I think the referees are not sure what to do anymore.
Yeah, I agree. That both refs just gives the cards to the players.
Yeah.
Because I also don't know, because one ref blow the game, other gives the opinion other side, and then in the other match another referee will blow it another way.
Yeah, there's no consistency. There's no consistency in the reffing at the moment, and I find it tough for the refs, because a lot of people forget these refs, like the players, they are also trying to get a spot at the Rugby World Cup. I mean, if you're a ref, you want to ref at the Rugby World Cup, so you're not making mistakes on purpose or anything like that. But I also felt in the Wales game, Sasha Feinberg should have got a yellow card. But the ref was, because of what happened with Mostert and everybody watching, I think he got nervous and he thought, oh shit, if I give another South African yellow card, oh fuck it, the South Africans are going to come after me and stuff like that. And World Rugby just rescinded the card. I just think you've made the referees unsure what they should be doing, And I think we need strong referees where you just say, the refs, I don't like going to the TMO all this time. I like refs that say, that's my decision, I made the decision, let's stick with the decision. I like refs that, that are strong and stuff like that. I think the TMO weakens the referee sometimes, and that wasn't the goal of TMO at the beginning. It was more to help the referees out, and now I'm thinking it's not helping them out. But what do you think?
Yes. I think I just also want to see like you said, the consistency of the referees for this World Cup, and also I would like to see who the referees would be for the 2027 World Cup, to see if they can have a great one, because we know there's a couple of referees in the URC that is not up to standard at the moment.
Definitely.
I like Ollie Davidson as well, and
yeah,
you like her as well.
She should get more games. But I just want to tell everybody out there, if you do want to watch the draw next to listening to us live, then go to Rugby Pass. It's free of charge. So everybody can watch that draw free of charge. And just having a look, there you go. The live stream is coming up now. So I'm going to just quickly make a little I might have to put a little bit softer, but
Here we go.
there we go. It starts. So just put a little bit soft. Let me just put that a little bit softer there. There you go. So, but it's look. I hope. I mean, look. In this Rugby World Cup, you have 3 group games, and then of course it's not a quarterfinals anymore as it used to be. It's the last 16 now. And you know, if you look at the way it's drawn, 4 of the group winners are going to get a 3rd place team in the last 16. So you know, I think the competition will really only be interesting maybe from the quarterfinals. I think that's where we see the big games, where the last 8 are there, and I think in the last 8 we will see all of the top 6 teams, and then I don't think anybody from pool 3 or 4 will make it to the last 8.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I wonder how this whole draw is going to go. I mean, obviously they're going to have a lot of interviews and must probably have some music acts and a show in between.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens to the draw. But you know, for me the big question is, do we get to see you know, who's South Africa playing? I mean, New Zealand. I mean, I don't think New Zealand, South Africa, England, Ireland, or France are really worried about who they get in the groups. Argentina wouldn't want a group maybe with, let's say, Argentina, Australia, and Georgia or the Tonga could be a tough group already. And if you add Samoa into that, because Samoa's normally a lot better than they are now. And I think they'll be a lot better in 2 years' time. But yeah, and don't forget, this whole tournament starts on the 1st of October in 2027, and it goes till the 13th of November. I'm hoping that on the 13th of November I can wear my green and gold. Would be important if we could wear the green and gold on the 13th of November, or maybe even that beautiful white strip that we have these days, depending on who we play. But I think this realistically, there's 5 teams that can win it: South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, and France. And I wouldn't count out Australia. I don't think Argentina are quite there yet. But I wouldn't count out Australia. Sorry.
Yeah, because we know also what Argentina can bring. So yeah, let's see how the draw will go for Argentina as well.
Well, I mean, Argentina, last year in the Rugby Championships, they went to New Zealand, they won. They went to Australia this year, they won. They've beaten South Africa. I mean, you know, they took England to the last seconds of the game now. Argentina's maybe the nation in rugby that's made the biggest jump forwards. They have come really strong in the last few years. I think Wales is the country that's gone the most backwards. Argentina is the one that's gone the most forwards.
Jeez.
So, let me have a look. Why are we not getting a picture on the screen now? Have you got a picture at Rugby Pass?
Not at the moment.
You also got a black screen, huh?
You can also watch it on World Rugby YouTube. It will also be there.
Oh, okay. But it's funny now that but on Rugby Pass, I think everybody's just got a black screen now, right?
Yeah.
Must probably. I can tell you now that could. I wouldn't be surprised if that thing is overloaded, man. Overloaded. Oh, Highlander says, easy win for the All Blacks at the Rugby 2027 World Cup. My friend, you have Razor Robertson as your coach. Nothing is easy, man. Nothing is easy. You're bloody lucky that the Rugby World Cup is in Australia and it's not in New Zealand and we play against you in Wellington. Because we own Wellington, man. But no, I'm quite worried about this. Why are we not getting any picture? Are you getting also no picture? Huh?
I'm quickly going to refresh it maybe.
Yeah, me too. I have to make a refresher. I think everybody's like that. I wonder why we're not getting any picture from the Rugby World Cup here. Because that is quite crazy. Ah, there you go. It would be nice if we got a picture. Ah, there you go. All right, so So we've got to refresh it again. So they're showing all the superstars and all that stuff. I mean, look, let's go through the teams quickly. I mean, we'll do South Africa last out of the Group A. Argentina. I mean, look, very emotional, very proud nation. I think when you play Argentina, you always have to be careful because those guys will kick every time they can for 3 points. We've learned about that. I like the job Contoponi's doing there. How far do you think Argentina can go in this tournament?
Is it tough? I maybe going to give them to maybe a quarter final, but it will be tough, difficult to see if we're going to see a little bit later which pool they are, but maybe they can go to a quarter final. I
Yeah,
will be happy if they can go to a semi, but I'm just going to go with a quarter final.
it'll be also interesting. Oh, I got to quickly answer that. No, I can't. Just 1 second. I'm live at the moment. Can I help you? Ciao. Hey, it's the wife, and you know, guys, when your wife phones, you have to pick up because young guys like Janru, when you once get married, there's a big saying, and it's the truth: happy wife, happy life. Not happy wife, you get clapped. So you got to be careful. Huh? When your wife phones, always pick up. And if your girlfriend phones, just hide the phone. There you go. That's the way it is. I'm teaching you boys some lessons for life here, man. But just trying to make sure we get some pictures here. But a picture always goes away. This is not good actually at the moment. But I'm going to leave those pots out there for you because that's what we know it's coming up. Let's just have a look if I can reload the page and see. It's going to be quite interesting to see if we can get any. It is funny that I'm not getting a picture all the time. I think that I don't know if this is a good thing on the streaming, but we'll see. So, all right. So, well, let me just put it softer. But are you? Can you explain to me, Jan, what are you seeing right now? Advertisements.
I'm switching it over to the World Rugby on YouTube. It is clear there, so if
Is
you
it better there?
can come right. World Rugby on YouTube is also showing it live.
Okay. All right. I'm also got no picture on this
Maybe
rugby.
it's because of lots of people.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try to go to World Rugby. This happened the same thing as when that Jake Paul against Mike Tyson fight was. They also had it on a streaming platform, and it always stopped and stuff like that. But let's have a look here. What is that? What is that on World Rugby? Huh?
Yeah, on YouTube is.
YouTube World Rugby. Let's go. It's not that easy to get everything today, huh? Oh, I wish it was. But they haven't started the draw yet. There's got a lot of talking.
Here we go.
There you go. Let me see if that's what I'm looking for. You never know. Can't have too many things open here because otherwise... It looks like... Otherwise, you're going to have to tell me, because at the moment, I don't seem to be getting... here we go. Okay, so they're showing some of the highlights. That's fine. That is fine. Great stuff. I guess a lot of people will be there, so we'll watch it. But we're waiting. How do you say? We are waiting with excitement to see this Rugby World Cup draw. I'm going to put out the groups out there already, so that once they start coming in, we'll know exactly which teams go where. I will add the teams into each of the groups, and then and I guess between every draw they're going to have like 1 or 2 minutes break and stuff like that. But it'll be interesting. We'll put the sound up a little bit louder on the live commentary that you guys can listen to that. I've been just checking out the chat here. Oh, there you go. So we got some people in. That's okay. Perfect. But yeah, interesting. It's going to be... I mean, Australia are going to be fantastic hosts. We know that. These guys know how to run big tournaments. Australia's a beautiful country. Look, it's a lot of traveling between the cities. It's Australia's not a small little country. But if you're South Africa, what are you hoping for? You're obviously hoping you have most of your games in Perth, because Perth has an unbelievably big South African contingent. Obviously a hell of a lot of New Zealanders will be coming over. Not a long trip for them. Samoans, Fijians, Tongans, for them it's a short trip. The English travel very well. I would love to go. It's all a matter of money, of course, but it would be interesting. A group game from South Africa would be nice to go and watch, but I don't know if I'm allowed in Australia. I'm not a very loved person in Australia, because I've always hammered the Australians on this channel. I called them dingo lickers and kangaroo shaggers, and I've called them all bad things, but everybody knows I love the Australians. But I think they've got a photo of me at the airport. Arrest this bugger when he comes. So we'll see. But just want to see how quickly. Okay, so they're showing all the pools and stuff like that again. All right. There we go. No. Can you hear anything? All right. So we got the people in the.
Yeah, I'm also on that at the moment.
Oh, you're also on the. There you go. Is that Dan Carter in the studio? Eh?
Yeah, Dan Carter.
Yeah, Dan Carter. For me, one of the best 3 kickers ever in the world. That man was an incredible rugby player. The draw is not far away. That's good to hear, because we are all waiting, man. That's the only thing about these draws, right? They got to have music before. They got to have a little show. They got to have like 5 people talking cuck. Let us talk the cuck and just tell us who we're playing.
Yeah.
For South Africans, it'd be quite expensive to go over to Australia, right?
Yeah, it would be for South Africans. There will be a little bit of the prices and all that, so it would be expensive.
Okay, all right. So we're just waiting for a second. I'm just going to have a look if Vern hasn't entered the chat yet. No, there you go. Is it everybody against South Africa is the question. Look, obviously New Zealand do not want South Africa to win it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
They want to win their 4th World Cup so that they're on level par with us again. If we go through the history of the World Cup, let's be honest. South Africa have won 4, New Zealand have won 3, Australia have won 2, and England have won 1. So we've only had 4 World Cup winners ever. And if you go back in history, and I got it all in my what I call my little black book here, and if you look at the Rugby World Cup, the history of the Rugby World Cup, the first one there, New Zealand won the first ever Rugby World Cup, and then afterwards they had a long time until they won another one.
Yeah.
It was a few years until they won another one. They won the first one in '87, and then the second one they only won in 2011. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tournaments where they didn't win a World Cup. Obviously, South Africa didn't take part in the first 2 World Cups. We all know why. But Australia winning 2 early, and then something went wrong with Australian rugby, man. I don't know. Is it because their rugby league is so strong and more the better players play rugby league, right?
Yeah, could be. Like you said, that most of the players play rugby league, but when you look at Australia's schoolboy rugby, I don't think it's so strong. Like South Africa's, the talent that comes through from schoolboy rugby already.
Well, in South Africa, you see, rugby doesn't have any competition in South Africa. But in Australia, rugby union has rugby league. Then they have Australian rules football. What has Australia got? Around 40 million people living in Australia. So, it's a few times bigger than South Africa from a land mass. but population-wise, Australia's not very populated for such a big continent, huh?
Yeah.
Now that those boys and girls in Australia should start making more babies, man. They need it for the rugby. They need some population jump there for the rugby. But if you could choose right now, who do you want in our group? Who would you want South Africa to have in the group? Which 4 teams?
Okay, I will go with maybe a. Let's see. I wouldn't mind with Australia, maybe a Canada or a Japan.
Okay.
And you?
I don't mind. I think I would like a Wales or a Scotland. I'd like Wales and the Scotland. Then I wouldn't mind a Spain, somebody like that. And then, I think maybe Samoa. I would kind of like Samoa. I do like watching the Samoan rugby, stuff like that. I just hope we don't have a lot of games like we've had in World Cups before, where, you get that 100-12 or 100-3 result. I hope we don't have that. But here we go. They've got the balls. They've got everything ready. So let us shut up. And let me try to be as good as possible by adding these groups in. And I don't know how they started and how they do it, but I'm going to listen. We're going to put a little bit louder, and we're going to keep quiet for a little bit.
Brett, we'll start with you. Just tell us how big an event this will be. Rugby World Cup.
So yeah, we're listening to these guys now, and then
As World Rugby Chair, I couldn't be more excited.
that's Brett Robinson talking right now.
Earlier, we've just had an unbelievable Women's World Cup in England, and to be, a couple of years out now of this iconic, amazing event, I couldn't be more proud. 24 teams now, over seven cities, over 6 weeks, 52 matches, a round of 16.
Yeah, don't forget, 52 games will be played this time over 6 weeks. So you're playing 7 games in 6 weeks. So obviously you play those 3 group games within 2 weeks. So you have like a Saturday, Wednesday, something like that. You have 1 game in between there, or Saturday, Thursday, Wednesday, and then the last 16, last 8, last 4, and semi-finals and stuff like that. That's all 1 week apart. But yeah, I don't think we can go. I think 24 teams at the moment is okay. You can't go more. You can't add another 4 teams, or we could never. I don't think we in the next 20 years are ready to go to 32 teams or something like that. I don't think the strength is there. What do you think?
Also, let's get to 24 teams because, and I'm also want to add there by you that we're hopefully not seeing so big scores in the World Cup, like you said, like 100 plus, or want to see a tight, close matches this year.
Yeah, because me, obviously Springbok fan, everything clear, but I always root for the underdogs. When like I don't know if Japan's playing New Zealand, or I don't know, Spain is playing England. I'm going for the underdogs always, because I do know that come quarterfinals, you're going to have the big 8 out of the. I don't think anybody out of the that are worse than 12th in the world will be in the quarterfinals. But
I agree. Yeah.
are they going to start putting the first balls out here? So Dan Carter talking about it. He did win 2 World Cups, eh?
Yeah.
Good player. For me, maybe one of the best New Zealand. I mean, everybody talks about Jonah Loma, obviously, but for me, Dan Carter was on a level, baby.
Yeah.
I think Pollard is reached the same level as Dan Carter. A lot of people think Pollard's not going to be at this World Cup, Jan Lou. I think he's going, man.
I must agree. I'm also the experience of Pollard. I'm also going to let him go to Australia.
But what I do find is I don't want to be Rassie Erasmus in 18 months' time when he has to name 33 players. You know how many players we have? We have about 60. If he names 33, there are going to be a lot of disappointed people in South Africa because some of their favorite players are not going to the Rugby World Cup.
There's going to be a
lot. There's going to be a lot of players that are, you just look at the locks. I mean, we've got Eben, we've got RG, we've got Mostert, we've got Lut de Jager, we got, I said Archie's name, and we got Salman Morat, we've got Jean Klein. That's 7, 8 of them. He's only going to probably take 4.
4. Yeah.
So somebody's going to be left at home, that's not good news, that is not good news. A lot of people are, I've heard people saying that Salman Morat could be the captain for the World Cup. I don't know about that. What do you think?
No, I'm also not going to agree. I want to give him maybe an experience for that already have won a World Cup. I will go with Kolisi again for one more. Maybe this would be maybe his last World Cup as well.
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely his last World Cup because I think he'll be 147 years old in 2031. But, it's going to be interesting. But here they go. I think they're going to start doing this draw now. I mean, the good thing is, I like to see a Spain. Spain has been doing good things also in the sevens rugby and stuff like that. Hey, are you going to the sevens rugby on Saturday in Cape Town?
Yeah, I'm going this Sunday, the semi-finals and that.
Okay,
So
cool, man. That is cool, man.
Yeah.
Now, that should be a good one. Blitzbokke needs to do a little bit better than last week, huh?
Yeah, the Blitzboks needs to do a little bit better this weekend.
But
Let's see. They have the crowd with them, so let's see.
They just want to check the chat quickly again. But their first how do you say, their first game for the Blitzbokke is against New Zealand on the weekend, eh?
Yeah, I might know against Fiji and then New Zealand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a difficult one.
So here we go. Come on, get this draw underway. Now it's already 22 minutes past and they still haven't taken one bloody ball out and telling us anything. That's the only thing that gets me upset sometimes, with these draws. And I'm doing a football World Cup draw on on Friday as well. And I'm wondering, hopefully in the USA, there's even more show and more shit going on. It's taking about 10 hours for all the teams to be drawn out.
Yeah.
But just want to put the sound up here a little bit. So, are they going to start drawing here?
What an outstanding matchup we have right throughout these bands. Some teams just making it through.
So here we go. I got to type the stuff in here as well. So I'm ready. I wonder how they start. Do they start with like the 4th band? Or do they start with the top teams? I'm wondering how they're going to start,
Yeah, that for me as well would be very interesting how they would start.
I think it would be cool if they started with the bottom teams and worked their way up.
Yeah, that could be also could be a fact.
So
yeah, here we go.
Of course, Australia as hosts, they will be pre-placed from band 2 into Pool A. The hosts are in Pool A.
There you go. I told you. I got it on the screen already. Australia are the number 2 team in Pool A. Aha. So they're going to choose from the 4th one first and the top teams last, which I quite like. That's nice. So let's see who's in that pool. Well,
all the teams will be placed into the correct buckets, and they will also be supervising to make sure that we do the right thing in drawing these out randomly, so that you can be confident your team is placed where they should be. So
all right.
It's time for the exciting part. Where will your team be?
Yes, it's time for the exciting part. So let's get some excitement going here.
What we will do straight away is go to the great man himself, Dan Carter, will draw out the 6 teams from band 4.
Aha, so band 4, we are starting with band 4. Just quickly to let you people know, let me put it out there. Yeah.
Who will it be?
Well, we'll let you know right now. Zimbabwe.
They will return to the Rugby World Cup by their win in the Africa Men's Cup Champions competition. First time in over 35 years.
So Zimbabwe is the first team out. So where do they go? They go into Pool F, huh?
We'll now go into Pool E.
Yeah, Zimbabwe going Pool E, please.
Samoa, we mentioned how hard it was.
Okay, so let me try to do that quickly. So Samoa is in Pool E, huh? So we got that right. And in Pool, let me see where I got my Pool F.
Pool F Zimbabwe at the bottom.
Portugal, their qualification marks their third Rugby World Cup appearance, backing up from an impressive campaign in 2023.
So let's have a look there. So Pool F, it is, what did we say, Portugal, huh?
Canada.
Oh no, Zimbabwe.
Canada take part in their 10th
Pool F Zimbabwe.
after missing the last edition in 2023. They will aim
There we
for
go.
history in Australia.
So we got that already.
Knockout phase, which they did in 1991. Who's next, Dan, out of Romania? Romania will make their 10th appearance at the tournament.
Then we have also Pool D, we have Portugal.
All right.
We've done it right, Dan Carter. The last
Portugal, huh?
into Pool A should be
Yes.
Hong Kong, China.
There you
Hong
go.
Kong, China. They'll make their Rugby World Cup debut after winning the Asia Rugby Men's Championship, making history.
I think I just spelled Zimbabwe wrong, but don't worry about it.
For the tournament from Asia. Well done, Dan. Successfully done there for all those Band 4 nations.
All right, so let's just, I just got to get all the other teams in. So
Sam showed its
just quickly do that. In Group C, it is Canada, huh?
team that comes out from
Yes.
Band 3 will go into
Canada and Group C.
Tonga.
Ooh, I got to be really quickly. I see they're going quickly with these draws now,
They're going fast, yeah.
which is quite nice actually. Group B, what do we have in Group B?
Group B, we are having Romania.
Draw that one out. This will be for Pool E.
USA.
Oof.
USA Men's Rugby World Cup hosts.
Yes, they're going quick.
2031. The USA will have been their ninth Rugby World Cup, having last competed in Japan 2019. Next one out will be Pool.
And then Group A is Hong Kong.
Yeah, got that already. All right.
Uruguay return for their sixth Rugby World
So got. They're not making it easier for me here. I thought this would go a little bit slower, but Tonga. There you go.
Spain.
Spain will take part in their second Rugby
Take a break, you guys. Take a break. Give Alvic a chance to put the teams in.
1990.
Yes.
Milestone for Spanish rugby, and they're very welcome at the Rugby
Going
World
quickly,
There we go. I'm starting to get there.
Georgia.
There we go.
Georgia go into Pool B. They booked their spot as winners at the Rugby Europe Men's Championship.
Spain, we got there with Spain and Canada in the same group, huh? Interesting. Romania is Georgia. For all
Georgia.
Americans, that's Georgia, the country, and not the state, huh?
Chile go into Pool A. Of course, remembering that Australia are already in there. Chile.
Okay, so Pool A, we already know a lot because Chile.
Chile.
So there you go. So
Playoff ensuring a record. 5 teams from the Americas will appear in the
Nice to see it going like that.
there you go. So that we've got those pools out there. So that's guaranteed. So I forgot Pool E here. Pool E, I got to hit Pool E. There you go. So there you go. I mean,
already done.
Yes.
One out will go into Pool F.
so let's see Pool F. What's coming into Pool F? Wales. Woo.
Yes. What?
What?
Sure.
So Wales, Tonga, Zimbabwe.
Whoa.
Okay. If you are you happy if you Welsh?
I
Ooh.
think Tonga can give them a go.
Japan go with the USA and Samoa. So that's quite interesting. That's just going really quickly. I kind of like the way that they're doing this draw now. It's a lot of work to kind of tip it all in there.
Scotland have played at every Rugby World Cup and are having to beat that fourth
Scotland, Uruguay, Portugal.
C now from Band 2.
Ooh.
Fiji.
Fiji, 3-time quarter-finalists. Fiji will be aiming for at least the final four as they return.
Fiji, Spain, Canada. I think Fiji will be comfortable with that.
Italy.
Italy going to Group B, and there's nobody going to Group A because we already have Australia there.
2027. Well done, James.
So this is where it becomes interesting now. Where are these top teams going into?
Pool A, you start
Oh,
with
yeah.
your team.
So right about now, before we start with Pool 1, where would you want the box to go?
World Rugby.
I'd like to go in Pool F.
Who is he going
Yeah. Yeah.
Pool F. Who's going into Pool F?
Yeah.
Come on, Springboks. Come
Oh,
on. England. Oh.
Yes.
to success from the last Rugby
So England, Wales, Tonga, Zimbabwe. Ooh, tough group there. Nice. England will be confident.
Pool E from the
Yeah,
Bahrain cohort.
yeah,
Who's
England
going into Pool E?
France.
France.
looks like it.
Been a runner-up 3 times in April.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well
you.
placed to go
So it looks still like South Africa, Australia could hit each other. Huh?
2026.
Oh, yeah.
Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland, 8-time quarterfinal
Oh, yeah.
duck for their 11th
Ireland against Scotland, Uruguay, and Portugal. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. Group C. Let's see what the.
band run to join Canada.
Who's going with Canada, Fiji, and Spain?
Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina. They've appeared at every Rugby World Cup to date.
There you go.
Form has them primed to better
So now we're just waiting.
victory in
Final
2000
two.
in France. Pool B. There's some big names.
This. Oh, come on, South Africa now, please.
Yeah.
South Africa.
Ooh,
Yeah.
New Zealand, Australia, opening game.
South Africa will be looking to become the first to win
Yeah.
3 consecutive.
I kind of like that. Italy, Georgia, Romania. I can handle that. So we do know what is in Pool A. We don't have to be.
In Pool A will be
New Zealand.
New Zealand. 3-time men's Rugby World Cup winners. New Zealand will be looking
Group A, yeah. Opening match. Oh, that's good.
France in 20
So we know New Zealand, Australia is going to be the opening game of the Rugby World Cup.
into balls. And of course, the big names came out very, very late there.
There we have it.
Oh,
It's a draw for Rugby
Yes.
World Cup 2027. Rugby fans will now know.
And much Fiji
No.
also in Pool C up again with Argentina,
I'm just
Spain,
gonna
and
put this a
Canada.
little bit softer.
The moment now to review those pools in their entirety.
Just have a look there. Oh man, look. I think the biggest game in the first round will be New Zealand, Australia.
And Australia, I think
Yeah, that would be.
South Africa, Italy, Argentina shouldn't have a problem. England, Wales, you never know. And then Ireland, Scotland, that's also, I think, a tough one there. If you had to look at these groups now,
Georgia and Rugby.
who
Yeah.
who do you think, which group do you think is the toughest group?
I will go here with maybe Group C.
Argentina, Fiji, Spain, Canada. Me, I kind of
Oh.
think, I mean,
F.
I think Group F,
Yeah.
England, Wales, Tonga. Tonga is a hard team to play against, but I also don't like that Group D there with Scotland and Uruguay. Uruguay is also a team that very emotional, very up for it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is your Rugby World Cup draw, man. Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Now we know. Now we can go out and get our blocks out and say, well, he's going to be Group 1. He's going to go to the quarterfinals. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's. I'm going to try to get that quickly up here, just to put it out for you guys what the draw would be for the World Cup. If we can play it through, we have a little bit of time. Rugby World Cup. Let's have a look. All right, see if I can get that picture that I'm looking for. The one with all the road to the World Cup. There you go, that one. That's the one I want.
There we go.
Just got to hit it there quickly. There you go.
I like Pool. The Pool F is looking nice.
Huh? You think Pool F is looking good, huh? I'm going to quickly have a look here. Just going to do something very quickly here. Pull this over here. There you go. And I'm going to add it in here quickly. I'm going to take the pools away quick. Well, we can just put it over the top quickly. Here we go. Then we can play. How do you say it? World Cup predictor here quickly. So New Zealand, Australia. That's a tough one there. I didn't see that one coming out there. I'm going to open this up here quickly. There you go. It's not a very good picture, huh? I could have copied it better. That's not a good one. Got to get rid of that one. But remove. It was funny that that you can't see it better. There you go. Maybe that'll help us out. But the winner of Group A, I think, as a third place team. So it should, it's gonna be tough to see who plays against who and how this whole World Cup goes. But I don't think that the big teams are really worried.
Yeah, no, I think that the big teams are. South Africa also have a nice pool there.
Yeah, because look,
Italy.
if you're the winner of Pool A, you're either playing against the third best team from C, E, or F. So yeah, South Africa is in Pool B. So we're the winner of Pool B winner. So okay, so South Africa and New Zealand will not play the final. That we know already. Pool C runner-up, Pool E winner. So on the South African half, we have, if you take the top teams, you have New Zealand, South Africa, and France would be in the same side of the draw. Argentina, Ireland, and England on the other side of the draw. So South Africa has got to go through France and New Zealand to get to the final. So most probably quarterfinal France, semi-final New Zealand, unless New Zealand France meet each other first. But let me just put that out there one more time. I'll just check it out for myself here. It doesn't look like it. I don't think South Africa. Just 1 second. Yeah, it's not easy, but I think South Africa will play New Zealand in a quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
So one of the big boys are going to be out in the quarterfinal. Crazy, huh?
Crazy.
Crazy. Let's have a say. Australia, Chile, Hong Kong, China. Good luck to all the teams. A pity we have to wait so long. Yeah. 2 years to go, guys. 2 years to go until this. The World Cup have screwed the All Blacks. The first people in the chat are complaining the All Blacks have not an easy way to get to the final. Look, I always say you've got to beat all the teams. You're going to have to beat at least 3 of the top teams to get to the World Cup final. I like this draw. I thought it was a good draw. I actually like the way they did it at the end. Maybe a little bit too quick for us at the end, but yeah, they were just rattling through it. But I like that, short and sweet. Yeah, so we know the draw. Let's go through the groups quickly before we leave. New Zealand, Australia, Chile, and Hong Kong in Group A. Opening game will be New Zealand, Australia. Then Group B, South Africa, Italy, Georgia, Romania. So South Africa has to do with 3 European teams. Argentina, Fiji, Spain, and Canada are Group C. Then Ireland, Scotland, Uruguay, and Portugal in one group. That's Group D. Group E, France, Japan, USA, Samoa. I think France cleared number 1. And then I think it could be bloody tight for that second spot. Because Japan, Samoa, USA, I think that could be tight. I wouldn't want to predict who comes second or third in that group, or fourth. And then in Group F, we have England, Wales, Tonga, and Zimbabwe. I don't think Zimbabwe win a game. So I think it's Tonga, Wales. I think it's between Tonga and Wales for the second spot. England will be in there. And then we do know that on one half of the draw, we have New Zealand, South Africa, and France. On the other half, we have Argentina, Ireland, and England. So it's going to be interesting, Jan-Lou. Now we have to wait flipping 18 months. We have to wait 18 months for this cuck, man.
Yes. I'm already looking forward to this World Cup.
That is. I can't wait. But listen here, you know what the good thing is? We have this new Rugby Nations Cup next year. We have a beautiful 4-test series with New Zealand next year. So 10 wonderful games of rugby for the Springboks next year. Now we're all going to go and check out what Eben's ban is afterwards. That should be coming out. Vic, you have a effing easy pool. I think every pool is easy other than the New Zealand-Australia pool.
Yeah.
I actually got Australia. Look, it doesn't really matter if you come second. But I think Australia could upset New Zealand. And if I'm New Zealand, if you come second in Pool A, you go over to the other side. You avoid the Springboks. So, maybe South Africa and New Zealand say to each other, one of us must become second in this group. We'll see. I don't think it's easy for South Africa to lose a game, but it's easy for New Zealand to say, let's go second. Going to be interesting, Jan-Luc. Going to be interesting. But listen here, that was our World Rugby 2027 draw. Thanks for joining me. And we hope that you guys enjoyed it. And rugby fans, we got a lot of good things to look forward to. The next 24 months is going to be so interesting. We're going to have like 100 shows saying, this is the way it's going to go. This is the way it's going to go. This is my pick. This is my pick. Everybody's going to be doing their shows. It's going to be really cool. And we'll have Janju back on our show as well soon. So I say bye-bye. Enjoy. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget this weekend, it's the Investec Cup, the Champions Cup. So good rugby coming on there. We'll be on Jan-Lu's channel, Jan-Lu Brunt. He will be doing some of those games. We'll be doing those games. So join us. Jan-Lu, thanks a lot, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, Mike.